The ruling families of the United Arab Emirates are fabulously wealthy and incredibly powerful. Of all of them though, there's one that stands above the rest. The rulers of Abu Dhabi, the Nahyan dynasty. This family reads like a who's who of richest royals in the world, and today we're going to fill you in on all of these details. If you're new to the channel and you want to see the luxurious life that the 1% live in, subscribe and click the bell. That way you never miss a video. Make sure to watch till the end to learn the weirdest way the family spends its money. The United Arab Emirates is an elective monarchy formed from a federation of 7 emirates, consisting of Abu Dhabi, the capital, Ajman, Dubai, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, and Al Hawain. The 7 emirates are ruled by 6 different families, and together they form the Federal Supreme Council. Each emirate is run independently, but the Federal Supreme Council does impose laws over the whole country, like how the states work in the United States of America. Each emirate is varied in its wealth, with Abu Dhabi being by far the richest. The Abu Dhabi royals, who descend from the same tribe as the royals in neighboring emirate Dubai, can trace their regional reign back to 1793. After oil was discovered in Abu Dhabi in 1958, the family oversaw the bulk of the economic activity among the emirates. The Nahyans became incredibly wealthy through the oil trade, and by the time the United Arab Emirates was formed in the early 1970s, they were already a world power in their own right. Currently, they have control of oil fields both on and offshore. They've been exporting oil and gas since 1962, but the state's total oil reserves are still estimated to be about 1/10 of the world's total reserves. Abu Dhabi's combined revenues from oil royalties and overseas investments give it one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. At the beginning of the 21st century, Abu Dhabi concentrated on creating a network of world-class cultural centers to promote tourism and to entice and retain residents. The city has become an incredibly popular tourist destination in recent years thanks to this work. The combination of oil and tourism, as well as Abu Dhabi being a business and banking hub, means the emirate accounts for about 2/3 of the roughly $400 billion UAE economy. And you know, the Nahyan dynasty is getting their cut of that money. There are a few people in the family whose names you might recognize. The current ruler and head of the family is Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, or MBZ for short. He actually only ascended to the head of the family very recently, after the death of his half-brother Sheikh Khalifa on May 13, 2022. There is also Mansour bin Zayed bin Sultan bin Zayed bin Khalifa Al Nahyan, or Sheikh Mansour for short. He's the head of the Abu Dhabi United Group, an investment company that owns properties around the world, as well as a controlling interest in the City Football Group, who owns Manchester City Football Club. Any family that owns 10% of the world's oil reserves is obviously going to be incredibly wealthy. But just how wealthy is the Nahyan family, and how do they spend their money? Let's find out. MBZ himself is estimated to be worth around $30 billion, which puts him comfortably inside the top 50 richest people in the world. Sheikh Mansour is also thought to have a net worth of around $30 billion. But that is just what you can attribute to those two family members. The wealth of the Nahyan dynasty is so intertwined with the value of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi that many of the family's assets are hidden as holdings of the country and not themselves. There have been estimates by well-informed sources that say the family could be worth up to $1 trillion, when including the state-owned businesses and investment companies that the family manage. That is almost 4 times as rich as the next richest family in the world, the owners of Walmart, the Waltons. This might sound like an unbelievable figure, but when you think about it, it really isn't that far-fetched. The family controls 10% of all the natural oil and gas in the world. At the moment, a barrel of crude oil from Abu Dhabi costs about $120. They produce around 3 million of those barrels a day. That is $360 million of oil a day that's coming from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and that oil is being extracted by companies owned by the family. I don't know about you, but I can't even begin to imagine what that kind of money must be like. I guess the first thing you'd want to do with that money is spend it. And let me tell you, the Nahyan family certainly knows how to spend money. The family knows how to spend money like no other family in the world, and that extravagance goes all the way back to the very beginning. When MBZ married Princess Salama in 1981, He ordered the construction of a stadium where 20,000 guests could easily be accommodated for the 7-day ceremony. The wedding was estimated to have cost $100 million. That might seem extravagant, but it is nothing compared to the property empire the family owns. Perhaps the most impressive chapter of their property portfolio is based in London, where the family have spent years buying up real estate through various shell companies and offshore bank accounts. The list of buildings included is incredible, so we picked out a few highlights for you. There is Berkeley Square House, which houses a Ferrari and Bentley dealership. There's 1 Kensington Gardens, a luxury apartment block where your dream bachelor pad will cost a little over $30 million. 46 Berkeley Square is home to Annabelle's, the exclusive nightclub and so-called celebrity playground owned by the millionaire restaurateur Richard Caring, where membership fees start at about $3,670. All of this is controlled from Tilney House. The building serves as the home of Holbein and Stout, the secretive Liechtensteinian company that manages MBZ and the UAE's ruling Al Nahyan family's property interests in the city. Apparently, their mansion in Windsor has water tanks that are filled with Evian water because they don't like the tap water there. They also own the building that houses Jack Barclay London, which founded in 1927 is the oldest and largest Bentley dealership in the world. The whole portfolio, which is well over 1,000 properties, is worth an estimated $7.52 billion and brings in $219.63 million a year in rent. And that is just the properties that we know of. The portfolio could be far, far larger than that. Being the ruling family of Abu Dhabi, you would expect their most impressive property to be there, and let me tell you, it definitely is. Qasr Al Watan is the presidential palace of Abu Dhabi. The palace was actually only completed in 2017 and has been open to the public since 2019. With a facade made of white granite and limestone, the mainly white palace is intricately designed and ornately decorated. It includes a dome with a diameter of 121 feet and a chandelier with 350,000 pieces of crystal. There is also a library with more than 50,000 books which document the cultural, social, and political history of the country. In 2020, it was nominated for the World Travel Awards as the main cultural tourist attraction in the Middle East. Before we tell you about how the Al Nahyans like to travel, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell. That way, you'll be the first to see our next luxury video. Of course, it isn't just property that the Al Nahyans love to spend money on. Like many of the Arabian Peninsula's royal families, the rulers of Abu Dhabi love their yachts. In fact, it seems that every member of the family has their own super yacht. The most impressive by far is the $600 million yacht Azam. At 590 feet long, it's the largest yacht in the world. The yacht is powered by a combination of 2 gas turbines and 2 diesel engines with a total of 94,000 horsepower, which gives it a top speed of 30 knots. It's rumored to feature a bulletproof master suite, a missile defense system, and carry a submarine on board. No one knows what the inside of the boat looks like, but with a price tag of $600 million, you can let your imagination run wild. The family are known to own at least 5 private jets. The 3 that are considered residential aircraft are 2 Boeing 747s and a Boeing 737. Prices for these vary widely, but a new Boeing 747 will cost you just shy of $400 million. Considering they're made to carry over 500 passengers, the Al Nahyans must have an incredible amount of legroom when they travel. They also own 2 Boeing 787 Dreamliners. These could easily have cost another $300 million each, taking the value of the family's 5 Boeing jets to at least $1.5 billion. One of the weirdest things the family owns is a pyramid filled with cars. Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan's collection of cars is as diverse and strange as the garage he keeps them in. To millions, he's more simply known as the Rainbow Sheik for his love of multicolored things, which is a passion that extends to his car collection. Apparently, when the Sheik was about to get married, he ordered a rainbow of classic Mercedes-Benz for the event. Mercedes proceeded to shut down production to focus on only his vehicles, which tells you how much clout this guy has in the car world. This car collection is unlike any other and contains some of the most peculiar vehicles ever made. Popular examples are the Rolling Globe and the Sheik's Dodge Power Wagon. The Sheik's Dodge Power Wagon is huge and is at least 5 times as big as a normal truck. It even has a living room, 4 bedrooms and a bathroom inside.